Hey guys, what's up? Matt and Ty here. Today we want to talk about traveling as a couple or being a digital nomad couple and what all that entails and tips and advice for any of you guys who may be
Doing
a
the same.
traveling couple, be a digital nomad couple, or want to be. So the first one is plan together. Usually in a couple, there's one person who likes to plan and one person who does not like to plan.
I wonder you can guess who's who at this point.
That may not be the case, but in our case, I love to plan. I like to figure out where we're gonna go, what we're gonna do, where we're gonna stay. I like to have it all figured out.
I like to be, we'll figure it out whenever.
He does not like to plan. He would probably much rather
Just show up.
have me plan the whole thing. But our advice to you is to plan together. Even if one of you would rather not plan at all and have the other person take care of it, they need to be there with you while you're making the plans so that they're in agreement with, you know, the places you're booking to stay at, the Airbnbs, the location, the different things that you both want to do throughout the day, the different, you know, cities that you want to go to on your trip. Make sure you plan together so that you have each other's input so that your trip is obviously enjoyable to the both of you.
And I'm glad that we did actually, because I actually knew everything that was happening. I was always involved and it was nice.
Exactly.
For once.
You didn't have to do the planning, but you knew what was going down.
The next tip would be to listen to each other. And I know this sounds simple and basic, but it is so important when you're on a trip traveling the world together. You're not going to want to do the same thing every single day, and that's fine. So, like, let's say Tyler has a recommendation to do something and I don't want to do it. I would like for him to listen to me.
Speak up about how you feel and hear what the other person is saying.
Exactly. Usually I'm the type of guy that's like, oh, whatever, we'll do whatever you want to do, but it's actually better to speak up and listen to each other because you actually both want to do things you both want to do. You don't want to just be dragging each other along. And I think that's, even though a small thing, incredibly important in the grand scheme of your trip, in the grand scheme of your relationship, and being digital nomads.
So the next tip of advice would be to give each other space when necessary, especially if you're traveling for long periods of time. For example, we are now going on over 2 weeks, which may not seem like a long amount of time. To us, it is to be away from home and to be on the go every day. Think about it like this. So whenever you were a kid, right, and you were gonna go sleep over at a friend's house on a Friday night, you stay the night, maybe you had so much fun you want to stay another night, and you end up staying for like 3 or 4 days or the weekend or a whole week. You had some fights with that person eventually. You got sick of each other. It happened to me for sure.
It's normal. It's not a bad relationship. It's just every relationship.
Even if it's your best friend, you're gonna get sick of each other and fight. So that is definitely a possibility and happens when traveling. So what we do and what we think is a great bit of advice is to give each other space. If you get agitated at each other, if you get sick of hearing the other person's voice or just whatever it is, like allow each other to go, you know, go for a walk on the beach yourself, or go into the bedroom and do some reading, or listen to an audio, or, you know, just whatever that means for you that you would do on your own, to give yourself some space to cool down and realize, you know, we're grateful, we're on this trip together and we're traveling together and we've given each other space. Now we can come together and talk about it after having processed it and calmed down, instead of arguing in the moment.
And arguing in the moment, saying something you might regret, and that leads to a bigger fight and leads to ruining an entire day. And that has happened, don't worry, before. We are not perfect. The next tip would be, and it kind of connects to the one prior, is go do your own thing sometimes. Just because you're on a trip together doesn't mean you have to do everything together. For example, we love traveling together and doing all the fun stuff you do always to travel, but like, I love photography. I would have to give space for myself to let me go and photograph a city, a sunset, whatever. Do it privately. Do it personal to you and that no one can interrupt you. There's no rush. You have your own moment. Tyler and
I'd go work on business or something. So it's going and not having to do every single thing together. It's okay to take a day or half a day. Keep your own hobbies with you that you would do at home while on the trip.
Yeah, even though we're a really close couple and we like doing a lot of the same things, we don't like to do all the same things, and let's separate it. And it gives you space, and sometimes, as they say, distance makes the heart grow fonder. Give it half a day, and then you just come back and your relationship is just as intact as you left it half a day prior.
So the last tip for you guys as a traveling couple or digital nomad couple is to take time to appreciate every moment. So important, especially for us. You know, we create content, we take pictures, we shoot video. You're a photographer, I work on business. It's easy to get caught up in a bunch of different things, or just the go, or we've got to be here, we've got to go do this next thing in this certain amount of time. But what we've really tried to do on this trip, and we've learned throughout traveling together, is to really just take time to, you know, put the phone down for a minute.
Of course, take your photos, do what you gotta do, but put it down.
Once that's done, put it down.
And appreciate what, like, the sunset you're
experiencing. Talk to each other,
together.
like, be in the moment together and appreciate, you know, the view or the experience you're having.
Whatever it is you're doing, it's just shutting off all that, shutting off all those thoughts and all the cameras and all the things that can distract us so easily, and just try to remain present. And when you do become present, it just creates such a beautiful, wonderful moment. Even though you have the photo, you also want to remember the moment.
Yeah, what's gonna really last longer than the photo is the memory that you have together of being there, and the moment that happened after the photo was taken or before the video.
Or the feeling it creates.
The feeling of just being in this awesome place together and taking time to be grateful for that, to be grateful that you're traveling, to be really just in that moment, in that specific space together.
Like, we're gonna film this video and then we're gonna appreciate
go for a walk.
Appreciate Bondi Beach right behind us.
Exactly. So it's a balance and just taking the time to appreciate it. So that's it. That's just a few tips from us on how you can really enjoy your time as a digital nomad couple
or just a couple.
A traveling couple.
Or just a couple as well. Yeah, exactly.
Just some tips that we have learned throughout our travels that we thought would be helpful for everyone to kind of keep in mind as you're traveling with a partner.
It's helped us, and I'm sure it can help you.
Let us know in the comments below if it does help you, and share it with maybe a traveling couple that you know that could use these tips or this advice.
Tell us your experiences. What have you gone through and have you overcome?
Have you learned any of these tips yourself?
Or do you have any tips for us as
Yeah.
well? Because we're not perfect, we don't know everything.
Cool, that's it guys. Thanks so much for watching.
Untitled.
See ya.